It was really important for me to go and connect with my peers from university because I'm actually a regional student. So when I first came to university, I had no friends and no support circle at all to go and be with. And that was a really, really hard time for me to go and adjust because I was learning to go and live away from home to basically go and become an independent adult. So being able to go and find a support circle, I think is so, so important for any new student because they can go and help will talk about and just provide you support or just at least know that you're not the only person going through the kind of pains and struggles of adapting to a new environment. Something that I've discovered about myself connecting to my peers is just how much that I can go and personally change, right? University is a time of learning, both academic but also self-learning, of discovering who you want to become as an adult. So for me, being able to connect with my peers, being able to go and surround myself with all these different peoples was so important to me because I think it really developed who I am fundamentally as a adult. My peers for me have always just been the kind of support circle that I think is the most important part of any sort of experience. They're the people that I can fall back on to go and talk about anything that I want, whether it's from being able to go and give me some help understanding some sort of topic, right? Because most of your friends generally are going to come from similar sort of degrees. They're able to go and to walk me through the same things that we're learning at the same time. So for a lot of students, I think the best place that I would recommend you go and reach out to for a lot of social interaction is all of your clubs and societies. They've always been so, so important because this is a place where people go and actually bond over something common that they're actually motivated to go and approach.
So I'd say the biggest way that I have personally connected with peers at university is student societies. And you can find pretty much anything that you can think of. You know, there's an anime society or there's societies for people's particular degrees and that sort of thing. So I've been a member of the Psychology Society for the past 3 years, and that has been amazing. So with student societies, on one hand, you can attend their events that they organize. So most societies will do really big social events throughout the year, like they'll have a ball really similar to formal, or they do cruises where you go out for a night and get to socialize with people. And these are such great opportunities to meet new people because if you go to an event by a particular society that you're interested in, everyone in that space is going to have the same interest as you, and they're probably, going to be some people who are similar in personalities and that sort of thing. And on the other hand of that, there's also being able to volunteer within those societies to be the people planning the events, which is really exciting. You can come in as a first year, and by the end of the first year, you're the one planning those big cruises or big events, which is a really great opportunity. And I've made really incredible, long-lasting connections that will last me beyond my university degree, which I'm extremely grateful for. And the other thing is just building a lot of more soft skills and working with people and collaborating and being able to even just send good emails and things like that. So it's been a really great opportunity to meet other like-minded people and also develop myself as a person. With most courses, you will usually get course group chats for that specific course, which are really helpful because people will type in a question that you were probably thinking already and saying, hey, I don't know what this question, the assignment means, or what did you guys do for this? And people are really surprisingly helpful, and people will answer questions almost instantly. You usually get a response in a minute or two with someone who either said they had the same problem too, or someone who comes in with a solution. So it's a really great environment to be in. And the long-lasting connections that I've made are obviously a really great emotional support too. You're often doing the same courses and you can help each other more tangibly by people always share notes with each other or share, this is how I worked on this assignment. And on a more intangible level, it's just great to have a group of people who can empathize with what you're going through. If you're really struggling with a course or it's really difficult, it's just so nice to have a circle of people there to make you realize, okay, everyone's having a hard time with this course. It's not just me. So it's really nice to have that circle of people.
The courses that I actually have a friend in and that I'm actively discussing the content in, I understand the content a lot better as well. So working with peers is definitely a strength because you can kind of feed into different perspectives and different minds and how you perceive different things. So it's really great for your learning, and I'd highly recommend working with peers and studying with them. So it's a really great way to meet people And I absolutely know that the friends that I made in, for example, my law courses are friends that I'll definitely have throughout my whole degree. So I definitely recommend walking into class on the first day or the second day and just sitting next to someone and just asking them, hey, like, what do you do? What's your name? It's very generic, but it's honestly the best way to make friends. My law course and making friends there, because I think that's the first point of university life that I made a friend. And the way it worked is just because in our law courses, it's very engaging and discussion based and group work based. So just even starting off with being open to working in group work. And then once the task is done, just floating off into conversations of, oh, okay, what's your name? What's your double degree? Where are you from? Things like that. It really helps build, I guess, a foundation, which then helps create friendships. And then next thing you know, we're getting lunch after class and talking about how class was, things like that. So I guess building the initial connection is about reaching out to people and being willing to listen to what they have to say. Even if we don't have class together, to just reach out to them like, hey, how's it going? How are you finding things? How are you going with this assignment? How are you feeling for the exam? Very generic questions. Or even just hit, like, if you know that they're doing the same courses as you in the future, just telling them, hey, I'm doing this course next term. Is that something you're interested in? And if so, do you want to pick the same tutorial? Which lecture are you going to be attending? Things like that. So trying to match up classes so that way you're coming into uni, you're still getting the uni work done, but then you're also with friends, which makes uni a lot more interesting. 100% just reach out to people, because people who are in their first year, in your first year, you do first year courses. So these people either are new into this course or degree, so they're probably just as nervous as you are. So reaching out and making a friend, it'll give you a familiar face to walk into each class with.
One of my courses was a math course, right? And the concept really wasn't sticking for me. So having the opportunity to ask a peer that I made during class over a more informal mode of communication, so via text, and getting a much faster response really aided my learning and helped me achieve good results. Yeah, so having the opportunity to come into campus and attend an in-person class really helped me interact with other students and eventually form friendships and bonds with them that still stick with me today. I feel like having a call with a friend is very helpful because it keeps each other accountable for your work. So I'm not too much of a study group kind of person. I'm more of a one-on-one, more of an intimate, less formal kind of thing. Yeah, and that really helps me understand my content, having the flexibility to simply ask a question to the person over call and have their input and feedback. Having a peer to connect with at university really helps you not only academically, so you're able to ask them questions, get feedback, compare results, that sort of thing, but also helps you on more of a mental level because doing it alone isn't that feasible in my opinion. It does get a little daunting, a little exhausting sometimes having to trudge through a few assignments by yourself. So having a friend to just have there for support, just talk to them and have a time to unload and just hang out with is super helpful in keeping your motivation and morale up when undergoing university study.